Hey everybody, welcome to Garden Time with Belle. Well, if you're like me and your husband asked you how you want to celebrate your birthday, you say, I want to include some of my favorite things, and that would be family, flowers, and great food. So today I thought I'd bring you along on a different kind of video as we make our way from our home in Columbia, Missouri over to Kansas City. Our first stop today is to visit the Overland Park, Botanical Gardens, and Arboretum. Cannot wait to visit this beautiful, I think 300-acre garden. Lots of different gardens, walking paths, trails, and so we're bringing along my son and his wife with us for a beautiful 75-degree day here in the month of June. Could not be more excited. And then after we've had time to take in all the beauty of the gardens, we are going to head to a newish restaurant in Kansas City. Those of you that are Kansas City Chiefs fans, you may have heard of the new Mahomes and Travis Kelce restaurant called 1587 Prime. So we're going to have a splurge birthday dinner there with family, and I could not be more excited about it. So we'll be getting in the car soon. It's about a 2-hour drive for us, but so worth it. A great way to spend my birthday, and I'm going to take you all along. So thanks for being here. So on the 2-hour drive over to Kansas City to attend the gardens, I was thinking about how I wanted to film, and it's a mixture of me really wanting to be present with my family and in the moment, and also capturing some of the garden with you all. So, I'm going to just do a voiceover today and highlight some of the different features, some of the things that we enjoyed. And remember, this was June the 14th, and so you'll see a lot of annuals that, like in the entryway here in the ground, that are just newly planted. I'm hoping to go back in a couple of months and take you along again and take a look at how the garden is filling in. So they have a beautiful visitor center. So you can see here we're walking inside, and just want to show you a little bit around what you might see. There's Colin and Sydney. They're not fond of being filmed or being in photographs, but they humored their mom for today. They've got this great community room, and it looks like you can rent it out for lots of special projects, and these gals look like they were having a great time. Looks like they had on hats. There's my sweetheart Alan, just hanging out as we get ready to grab our maps and explore the gardens. Here's a beautiful entrance to the garden, this long, beautiful waterfall fountain area that just takes you and invites you right out into their various gardens. So if you ever make your way to this lovely garden, you're going to discover that it is open every day except for Christmas and Thanksgiving, which is wonderful. Entrance fee, I think, was $7, so really quite affordable. That little area that we came in the visitor center, it has also a little cafe, and I think even my daughter-in-law picked up a smoothie to sip as we strolled the gardens. This area is over 300 acres, and it is loaded with different hiking trails. Some are paved, some are not, so bring your hiking shoes along. And let's see, as I'm looking at some of the other information in the brochure, they have, oh my gosh, let's see, how many of those hiking paths? Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different trails. The shortest being 0.3 miles, and the longest trail, I believe, is 2.5 miles. So if you're into hiking and you want to get away from the manicured gardens, that might be something you'll be interested in exploring. So here we are entering a section of the gardens where they call this the railroad garden, and oh my goodness, how adorable this section is. Would be so fun for kids and grandkids to see the gardens that they have built all around this area with adorable trains running through this little village. I just think there's nothing more cute than these little miniatures to pique the interest of kiddos, and they have just, I think, done a marvelous job here. And so you can see, if you look closely, some different trains. They have all kinds of tracks. They have bridges and tunnels. And oh, I think you could spend a lot of time here. Lots of beautiful coneflower and native grasses, some evergreens woven through. Some of the plantings are labeled for us, and you know, it's just so much fun. I just love what they've done here. I think we'll be spotting a train up high on that trestle. Let's see. I think it's coming. Oh, there it is. See if I can zoom in here. Oh, yeah. There's a little, I guess that'd be an engine zipping across. So much fun. Here we're entering the Iris Garden, and of course here in Missouri, I believe Kansas City is a zone 6. Irises are done. They typically bloom for us in April and mostly May, and so you can see almost all of the iris blooms are spent, but they do a really nice job labeling. They have quite a collection here. I think we're going to spy, yeah, a couple of blooms left over, so I tried to get in here closely at this lovely purple with the yellow throat. Isn't that a stunner? You can't go wrong with Annabelle hydrangeas. I bet many of you grow these lovely, lovely hydrangeas, and they are coming on strong. Those of you that follow my channel know that I happen to love hydrangeas as well, and I grow the Botanical variety. They're easiest for me, and I'm finally branching out, and I think I'm on to my 4th different variety this year. Anyhow, so here we go. A few more iris beds, and then I came upon this. I need your help. I don't know what this purple plant is, everybody. If you know, please tell me. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, here we are. We're off to another area. They have so many different water features, which of course, water is a huge part of nature. And this is a bed that is loaded with allium. And you can see here in the front border, they have packed it full of annuals. And as I said, those annuals have just been planted. So I've got to go back and get a closer look once those fill in even more. One of the things I love most about visiting all kinds of gardens is to get inspiration. And as you can see here, this archway and this beautiful stone path, I want to find a space in my garden where I can create an arch and grow climbing roses or clematis. I just haven't found the right spot yet. So if you all have an arch that you've planted up in your garden, I'd love to hear your comments below of where you position that. But yeah, this stone pathway, isn't this lovely? Just relaxed and casual. I garden out in the country, so I don't have a formal garden. It doesn't make sense for where I live. So this is some wonderful inspiration for me to figure out how you can create a more naturalized setting using some hardscape features like stone pathways and stone steps. Lots of coneflower making its appearance in our Missouri gardens for sure. Look at this beautiful classic purpurea. Again, more rudbeckia and coneflower. I don't know this variety, but I like it a lot. And they have very large ponds. I'm trying to decide. This is considered, I believe, Margaret's Pond. This was a picture-perfect day to visit the garden. 75 and sunny. Oh, just lovely. One thing I really enjoyed is that throughout all of the gardens and all of this space, they have lots of interesting sculpture. And actually, they have a whole garden that is just devoted to sculptures. I think they call it the International Sculpture Garden, and they talk about it being a series of sculptures on permanent display along a nearly half-mile loop through a dry oak savanna ecosystem. That's not what we're seeing here. but they have a space devoted just to that. That's a wonderful touch to enjoy beautiful works of art. Here's a water garden. I think this is what they call the Erickson water garden, and wildflowers, water plants, things that do well in drought. And there's another sculpture, a little boy leaning over with a sailboat. Isn't that sweet? And of course, no visit to the ponds in most gardens would be complete without giant koi swimming about. So we're entering what they call Karen's Peony Garden, and I should have been here, everybody, at least a month or so ago, because as you saw earlier, the irises are done in our area of the world, and so are the peonies. But I can only imagine how lush this was. And not only do they have peonies, they have a whole grouping of these oh so easy peasy roses. I think that's a proven winner's variety of a very hardy, tough rose for the landscape, and this is dotted all along Margaret's Pond in and amongst the peonies. Makes a beautiful walk. Those of you that subscribe to my channel know how much I love coleus, and I could not be more delighted to see all this annual coleus that they have just packed into this bed lining Margaret's Pond. Look at that color. Wow, talk about bright and beautiful. And now we're making our way into what is probably many people's most favorite area, and that's the Monet Garden. But look at this Verbena bonariensis. I wanted to grow this so badly this year, but my seed would not germinate. So if you have a preferred type of seed for that, let me know. Oh, here's another hydrangea standard. More sculpture tucked in and amongst the gardens. Check these little hoppers out. Oh my gosh, how adorable. Now I'm entering the Monet garden, and there is Monet sitting there painting his famous water lilies. And oh my goodness, so proud to say that the master gardening group in that area, I think I have a picture of it, they maintain this garden. And I happen to be a master gardener here in central Missouri. And so I'm so proud of them. I mean, you can tell these master gardeners are serious. The Monet garden is spectacular, full of variety of shrubs and trees and perennials and annuals. It is just a feast for the eyes and loaded with color. And of course, it would not be complete without water lilies and the beautiful footbridge. Ah, just an abundance of beauty, isn't it? So pretty. Well, we got to see a different kind of hoppers, the little frog sculptures earlier. Here's another hopper that we came upon. I mean, how whimsical and sweet is this bunny? They're sweet when they're sculptures and not eating all of our plants, right? Oh, so nice. And I had to include this sculpture of a dragonfly, especially because where we live, we have millions of them, and we're so glad because they eat all of our mosquitoes. We hardly ever get bitten because of these creatures. So in this area of the garden, they are showing off a lot of annuals. I see coleus in there, but also this mangave. I have not tried growing mangave. It's too cold here, certainly for them to winter over, but I think a lot of people like to store them inside and bring them out. Particularly, you'll see here they're planted in pots, and that's the way in our cold climate we can treat them and keep them going. We're winding down our tour, but I couldn't help but capture these things. What in the world are these? My son said, Mom, what are those COVID plants? So he was imagining they looked like a virus or something. I think they look kind of outer space-like. So if you know what those are, let me know. There's some Miss Molly Buddleia and some more sculptures in the background. Yeah, quite interesting. And we're going to be heading over this waterfall bridge, and again this rock garden with lots of drought tolerant plants, and another look at this beautiful Margaret's Pond. Just like you are, please. Okay. Well, I can't think of a better way to have celebrated my birthday than to spend time with my sweet family and exploring this new to me garden. I'm going to encourage everybody out there to find botanical gardens in your area of the country. Use them for inspiration. Use them just to celebrate the beauty of nature. So until next time, I wish everybody out there happy gardening.